I grew up in church, and on top of going to church all the time, I am just by nature a rule follower. And so I became the epitome of a just church kid. I got saved and baptized when I was in elementary school. And in middle school, I feel like a lot of people go through like a period of like loneliness and trying to figure out friends and stuff. My sophomore year of high school, I realized the magnitude of Christ and what he did. And so even though I got saved when I was younger, I really feel like high school is kind of when I took ownership of what that responsibility meant and was. After coming to that realization, I started focusing more in like not just watching people that would come into the church and speak, but also I started looking for outside sources and besides just the church locally, and started discovering pastors or just public speakers and stuff. They all had these amazing stories, right? We've all seen the addict coming to Christ that's not addicted anymore or whatever. While I thought those were powerful and stuff, I never identified with those because I am such a rule-following, good little girl, or however you want to put it. I felt lesser than because I didn't have that 180 like change story. I had problems and stuff, obviously every human does, but it didn't feel that important in comparison. Fast forward to college, and I was just out of at its best, manipulative relationship, at its worst, an abusive relationship. And on top of that, I was the quiet Christian girl with friends and classmates of a lot of loud atheists and agnostics. And while I considered them friends and I had stuff in common with them, there was just something off. I never fully felt like I fit in. I just felt like I was in a place of isolation. If I'm being honest, I feel like I'm in that place of isolation where I go through seasons of loneliness and then I'm fine, and then loneliness and then I'm fine quite a bit. Whenever we had our first daughter, I was in that place for a while because I was dealing with like just new mom and trying to figure it out. While I know the loneliness that I felt's real, it still feels trivial compared to what a lot of people go through. And I'm coming to terms with the fact that that's not an excuse to not share my story or talk about what I've actually gone through, because somebody's going to relate to that. And that's one of the most important and fundamental aspects of being a Christian, is sharing our stories, even if they seem almost silly in comparison to what other people can talk about. My name is Gabby Anglin, and this is my story.